Yo. What's the word? How y'all living today? We appreciate y'all. This is Dan Black, and this is the Fathers from the Hood podcast. Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all for being here. We got a guest up in here as well, but go ahead, let them know, bro. Go ahead, let them know who you are, man.
Man, what's up, world, man? It's L. You feel me? We in the building. Fathers from the Hood. What is it? Monster Mix LLC, right?
Hey, yes, sir.
The show. So make sure you like and subscribe in the corner right there. I believe it's in the right or the left, whichever one. Make sure you click it, man. All notifications. Let's go.
Click it, but don't get a ticket. No, I'm just playing. We appreciate that. We got
part.
L's up in here. This is a frequent guest. Like I said, he's going to
Yes,
be a
sir.
real part of the podcast. But we also have another guest in here. Go ahead and introduce your brother, L.
Righteous. So today we got my man, Jeff Jones, the legendary Jeff Jones. Vegas, you feel me? Let's tap in.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead,
Pleasure
Jeff.
to
Give
be
him a
here.
formal.
Pleasure to be here, you fellas. My name is Jeff Jones again. Pleasure to be here on the Fathers podcast, man.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, man. Fathers from the Hood, man.
Yes,
we do
sir.
appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Like El said, y'all go ahead and subscribe and like the channel. You know what I'm saying? We're doing a whole lot, and we only here for the fathers that are from the hood or from the struggle of all diasporas. But, yeah, we do appreciate y'all. Like I said, we got a special guest in here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to belittle you or cut your time short. Jeff, man, go ahead and give a formal introduction of who you are, brother.
Oh, man, a formal introduction, huh?
Please. Come on now. Let's do it right, Jeff.
All right,
Vámonos.
fine. I introduced
know.
myself as Jeff Jones, but if you guys need my legal name for purposes,
Wait, slow down.
Jeffrey L. Jones Jr.
Damn,
X.
you good. Yes, sir. X. Communicated.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, I'm not going to give you guys my whole background, but I have quite a story. But within the last 5 years, I moved here from Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
All right. I've been here for 5 years in Las Vegas and dealing with the heat ever since. But the rates on the homes you couldn't beat.
Whoa. I
one
agree.
time.
So
At one time.
right at one time, right. So long story short, I moved here 5 years ago from Seattle. Couldn't afford the rent up there and decided to come out here to try to provide a better lifestyle for me and my kids.
Hey,
Amen to
that's
that.
what it's all about. You and your kids, right?
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
I
We
got two
appreciate
girls. I got an 11-year-old and I got a 15-year-old.
Okay. Wow, 11 and 15. Thanks for giving us that.
I
Now
may
I know.
not
Yes.
look like it, but I do.
Oh, he said black don't crack. That's what he said. Huh?
That's
That's
exactly
right,
what
man.
he
That's
said.
right,
Just
brother.
what he said.
In New Jack City
Cocoa
style, right?
butter. Cocoa butter.
He think he need no out here. He think he need no. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
I had a couple questions, man. We appreciate you
Yeah.
for being here. I really do appreciate
Hey,
you,
man,
Yes,
it's
sir.
a
Yes,
blessing.
sir.
It's a
Thanks,
beautiful thing seeing
Amen.
this logo here, seeing it on YouTube, and actually being here.
Hey,
Wow,
tell them
man.
what you did on YouTube because I saw something and I didn't know who the hell it was.
Yeah.
But now that I see you, bro, I
Yeah.
damn near want to hug you. Tell them who it
Yeah.
was. Tell them what you did on YouTube.
Oh yeah, man. Like
Or to our YouTube, my bad.
Yeah, I had to become a patron, man. I had to subscribe, man. Like
Yes,
everything that you guys are doing right now is everything that I'm about right now.
Right.
Righteous.
Fatherhood, and I love that it's Fathers from the Hood is the logo, is the name because there are fathers that are out there that are like us that want to be there for our kids,
Righteous,
that are
righteous.
struggling to be there for our kids, that are fighting
Righteous.
to be there for our kids,
Yes,
and
yes.
we get no love. We're not seeing it. We're not hearing it. We're not feeling it.
Yes.
You know,
That's true.
so it's a blessing to be here in this city. And I met my boy L. I've known him for 5 years.
Okay.
Right,
It has
this
been
is
a
my
while.
Day one right here, man.
This guy right here.
Day
Man, if the walls could talk with this guy right here, bro.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Man,
It's all
them
good.
3 a.m. hustles,
For real?
Jeff Jones can vouch.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
L's guest, man. Like I said, L is a real part of Fathers from the Hood. His story was really appreciated. A lot of people talked about it, so we had to have L here, and L's got the guest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go real quick into it if you don't mind.
Sure.
When it comes to fatherhood, we always ask a couple questions. One of them are, did you grow up with your father, and how did that reflect, and so forth. But did you grow up with your father?
That's the crazy thing, and we know in our society, it's joked about, you know what I mean?
Literally.
Like it's talked about and it's joked about. It's stuff that we see in the movies, like, oh, Gerald, where's your dad? You don't have one. You know,
For real.
you know what I mean? Like we
right.
make fun of it and like it just goes over top of our heads like it's nothing. But in my particular situation, I actually did have my dad in my life.
Okay.
I grew up with my father.
Okay.
However, I've seen some things,
when it comes to domestic situations and
when it comes to violence in domestic situations, I've seen that. I've been a part of it. My dad's not an angel, but however, I did grow up with him.
Okay.
I got to do some things that most young black men don't get to do with their fathers, which is to do certain simple things like camping, fishing. Even though my dad was an a-hole,
I never,
right.
You
was telling me. My boy L, right? He was just telling me the other day, and I know you're not embarrassed by it, but it's just something that a lot of young black men don't get a chance to do.
Yeah, really.
And it's something simple as camping. You
I
told me the other day
never
you
been
never
camping
been.
before. I never.
Fishing.
I know. Fishing's my shit. Though.
He fish.
No, fishing's my shit.
As far as with your father, my step I had my step pops there, but he was in the military and he was gone. Okay. He didn't fish with me, and he can look right now. He always looking, but he didn't fish with me. That's okay. I'm saying
got you.
Certain things that you got to do with your father, you didn't fish. So or you not fish. You didn't
No, I did. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Like it was weird because when we went up, because I grew up in mostly my young adult life. I grew up in Seattle, Washington.
Okay, and I was gonna get to that. Yeah,
it's beautiful. You was just telling me that you was up there not too long ago.
Hey, yes sir.
How'd you like the Northwest?
Yes sir.
The Northwest is different, right?
Yeah, it is a little. It is definitely a little different. You know what I'm saying? Definitely from where I'm from. But yeah, you grew up with your pops, and you know what I'm saying. Anything else you want to share, or was that?
Just to end it right, because I don't want to go into too much detail about my dad because there's a lot of elements there that are just really weird. But as a child, between the ages of like 12 to 17, I did have my dad. He was there. Gotcha. We did go camping. We did we lived together. A lot of my friends that are African American that grew up without a father, it was typical for them to grow up without a father and not have someone to go, camping, fishing with. And I did have that. Okay. But, my outcome is almost similar to a child that didn't have their father because of the things that my dad was involved in. So I have a different perspective on that. But however, I did grow up with my dad, and it did change my life in a different way.
Okay, copy that. I hear what you're saying.
Righteous.
I hear what you're saying. Sometimes we have things that we want to boast about, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to fatherhood or what you did, like you said, camping and fishing and stuff like that. Sometimes we have things that we don't
need that bond.
You got to have it. As a man, sometimes you don't. And then if you don't have it, you reciprocate that into your kids. But sometimes if you don't want to, anyway, you don't have to get into that because I know sometimes it's things that, we talk about and we don't talk about.
It was amazing at the moment. You know what I mean? Okay. When we're blowing up the kayak and we're hopping on the kayak, it's something you can't do with your mom or your auntie or anybody else. You know what I mean? Right. It's something that you got to have between you and your father because your father is showing you that when you become an adult, this is how you do things. This is how you do it with your children. This is how you pitch a tent. This is how you cook bacon over an open fire. Something simple as that. You know what I mean?
Pork earlier.
It might have been some beef though, maybe.
No beef.
Turkey bacon. Yeah, my bad.
So,
it's all good.
That's funny. No, but I appreciate you sharing that. Seriously,
absolutely,
I appreciate you sharing
absolutely.
that. And the only other question,
definitely a different perspective.
Yeah, it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's the wilderness. That's somebody showing you real skills. If all this technology and everything fails, he's showing you how to survive out there, which is something that you don't have. But, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna share some?
Yeah. So Jeff, do you know about mirror imaging? Just what you were saying as far as your father, as far as, witnessing, being in that moment. So when you witness somebody do something, and if you put yourself in their shoes,
right,
that's called mirror imaging.
Right.
Technically, scientifically, okay? So that's basically like the whole monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's where it's one of those where you see yourself imagining that you're doing what that other person is doing.
Right.
Okay. So with the whole mirror imaging, okay, the whole perspective as far as your father, how did that affect you as far as your self-identity, like knowing who you are as a person? Because when you mirror image, you imagine yourself doing that as that person is doing it. That's how you know how to do it.
Right.
How do you think the fuck we know how to ride a fucking bike?
Right.
Mirror image. You feel me? like our subconscious, our third eye. However, I don't want to get too deep, but it's just one of those where,
or you just eventually learn how to figure it out.
That's how do you think
your
you
answer.
do?
So that's your answer to the
Because even
question.
without a dad, you're gonna figure out how to ride a bike eventually. You know, you just gotta
Right.
watch somebody.
Right.
You don't have to watch your dad, but you just gotta watch somebody ride a bike. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Okay, so is that your answer to the question?
No. However, I do. No. But I understand what he's saying, though,
Yeah, I
right?
do.
Like,
Righteous.
at first, I thought he was talking about how I can just Chromecast from my phone to the Samsung TV. I could do that. I could do mirror.
Man, he
I could
way
do mirror that way.
2022. We're talking about 1999, brother. 2002. Talk to me.
Right,
Is that
but
a
no,
part of it?
no, totally. I understand what he's saying, and no, like in all honesty, that is a beautiful question because in my particular case, like I could look back to when, like say for instance, when I lived in Washington, one of the most beautiful places to go camping and to go sightseeing is in the Olympic Mountains. Right from Seattle is maybe only like a 4-hour drive.
Okay.
You don't even have to make a whole day out of it. You can literally leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, get out there by 10, set up your camp. You could do a whole
Trying
thing
to
at
literally
night.
schedule y'all day
Hey,
out.
I'm telling you, like, you know, it's not that bad. Like, it's beautiful up there. You know what I mean? You went up
Yeah.
there, it's all green everywhere you go.
lovely.
It's
You can
greenery.
breathe- you breathe different. Up
It's
there.
night and day from Vegas because out here it's just all desert, man. It's just
Definitely.
it's just dirt
It's a
and sand,
lot
yo.
of it.
Yeah, but up in Washington you can breathe a little more because we know the trees provide us oxygen. However, up there in Washington, my dad took us camping often. We went at least 2-3 times a year. And what he's saying is that if you're able to watch, right? Because as a 12-year-old, as a 13-year-old, I didn't know how to pitch a tent.
Gotcha.
I didn't know how to, you know, because you got to put the stakes in the ground. You got to make sure that you survey the land and make sure that you're posting your tent somewhere where it's not going to get too wet, not too dry. Make sure there's no ant piles around or whatever else it may be. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. And I wouldn't have known had I not watched my father do it. Right? I watched him do it. You know, he's an a-hole in my relationship as father-son, and then the relationship that he had with my mother, he was an a-hole. But when we went camping, I got to watch a man pitch a tent. I got to watch a man talk to the local fishermen that worked at the tackle and bait stores.
Get his permit. Get his this, that.
Yeah, all that, man. And like I got to watch that and I imitate that. So you know what I mean? Like so when I go camping on my own, when I take my kids camping, I'm imitating what my father showed me. He showed me how to talk to these white men that live in the mountains.
Not only a
You know
man,
what I mean?
he said a black man.
Right.
His daddy black. Your daddy
Right.
black, right?
My dad is
He a little bit
black.
darker
He
than
light skinned,
Wait,
but he black. You know, he grew up in. Hey, look, if you grew up in Indiana, you black. You black.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, I do appreciate
Shout
that
out to
insight.
y'all that from Evansville or Gary, Indiana, because that's where my dad's from.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, and those of you that know Gary in Evansville, my dad actually, my dad and my mom, because my mom grew up there for a little bit. They grew up right down the street from the Jacksons.
So you know
So
you know how to sing.
Sucky now.
right?
No, I'm just kidding. I got another question for you, if you
Yes,
don't mind.
sir, yeah.
So when we're on the topic, you know, some of the questions that I always ask. One of the other ones are, when it comes to you having your father in your hood, or the father in your hood. He said he grew up in Washington. His father wasn't in
Yeah,
his
I mean,
hood.
that's where Daddy
Hey,
wanted us to
hey,
live. I
I'm
mean,
joking. My bad. That was a mess up. When
if
it
that's
comes
all
to-
that Dad could afford.
Some of dads couldn't. I'm
Right.
just kidding. That's all they could afford. When it comes to having your dad in your life, when it comes to having your dad in your life, how do you reciprocate that into your kids? How do you translate that into your kids?
Okay. Yeah, and I love that question because, again, this had to be for a part 2 another day or something, because I found out so much about my father within the last couple of years that has just changed my world and my understanding of who he is and the things that he's done in the past. But however, just having him present is such a huge deal.
Okay.
It really is. Regardless of the type of person that he was, having him present was such a big deal. And how it affected me as a father, because again, I have 2 young girls. I have a 15-year-old now, and I have an 11-year-old. You know,
Wait, they're that old, bro?
no, 12. Excuse me, my youngest is 12 now. But yes, they're that old. Okay,
My bad.
Black don't crack,
okay.
baby.
So
You know what I'm
wait,
saying?
my bad to cut you off, Jeffrey.
All
it's
good,
just this
all
man
good.
right here. You know what I'm saying? It's my brother. Like, we've been out in these Vegas streets together, hustling, grinding, 3 a.m. hustles, Jeff Jones can vouch. That's
day.
just where it's at. You know what I mean? So I have a little bit of insight on what this man has been through. And, you know, his testimony, his devotion to not only his survival, but to the dedication he has to his daughters.
Yeah.
He has multiple. I have one, but he has multiple, and I can only imagine.
You know him a long time. That's why you saying, "Oh, they that old."
Yeah.
Right, exactly, bro.
Because like when we met, they were still like playing with crayons and stuff. You know what I mean?
Or
like,
maybe like they had Barbies or something. You know what I'm
dude,
saying?
my
Like,
oldest is about to get ready for prom in a couple of years. That's insane.
Dang. Okay.
I can't imagine.
Forget that last question. How does it feel having a daughter that we all talk about as men and fathers? How does it feel having a daughter going to prom?
Oh my God, dude.
You got to save your coins in your bag.
You know, my thing is that I want to be ready for it. I mean, it's going to happen. And here's my overall objective when it comes to my kids. I want them to enjoy their life. I want them to enjoy the moment of the age that they're at, right? Because we were 17, 16 at one time.
Right.
You know what I mean? We had fun. We did crazy things.
I did a lot of stuff that I tell my son and my daughter not to do.
Man, you know.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
We've been through it, but aren't they going to still do it? They're still going to do it.
Not if I keep telling them not to do it.
Right.
Whoa,
Hey,
whoa,
listen,
whoa.
I'm telling you, as an example, you don't want to do.
Right. What I
don't
done been through.
what I did.
But don't we just sound just like our parents? They told us the same thing.
Not my
You know
stepdad.
what I mean?
Not my stepdad. When he was there, he was alone. Let me stop talking like he was gone all the time. When he was left, he was gone during certain times. And when he was gone, I kind of remember those periods of time.
Gotcha.
Like, boom, he was gone for 3 months there overseas. I got to talk to him. He on a motherfucking boat, or he on a wherever he was. I'm just saying
He was living his life. Gotcha.
Well, he was in the army. What I'm saying is, it's different when you get a chance to
Yeah.
call. And sometimes when they gone, they're not there. What I'm
Right.
saying is,
But their
when you hear-
words resonate with you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you hear those words,
Almost
it's
ate
like,
your microphone just now.
exactly. He loud as a motherfucker. But when I say that, when it comes to that, it's like you can't really gauge that because kids don't listen.
Yeah.
No kids listen.
Yeah.
And I don't listen either. If you tell your daughter to do something to her prom, she's not gonna listen. Is she?
No, probably not.
Well, here's the
Unless
thing. I
you
mean,
say,
and-
go
and
do this,
doesn't-
go do this.
doesn't-
Whoa,
I mean,
Say, go
but
jump off a
wait,
bridge
wait,
and
wait,
go do
wait.
everything you want to do
Wait,
on prom
wait.
night.
Right.
Unless you say that.
Right.
She's gonna be like, this
No,
nigga crazy.
no,
Let me
no.
just chill.
Hey, but I
Wait,
mean, isn't
wait.
this the same thing with every generation, right? Isn't this the same thing with the 50s, like in the 40s, like when they're like, "Don't you go up there to the hill with Johnny? He just wants to get fresh with you." You know what I mean? Like, don't like
Whoa.
it's
That's
happened
what
every
they was calling it in the
generation,
50s.
right?
Well,
but
I don't know.
Can
I hear you. Go
I
ahead.
just say
No,
this?
I
Can
hear
I
what
just say
you're
this
saying. I
real
hear where
quick
you're
because
going.
you
I hear
did
where
ask me a question about my
Yep.
daughter in
I hear where you're going.
specific,
Yep.
right?
I hear where you're
And my
going.
thing is here, I give her standards. I give her, ideas on the type of woman that you probably want to lead to be more like. However, based on her living conditions and her situation and what she sees around her every day, that's what she's going to inspire to be, which is why I'm trying to be involved in her life more and more to this day, because it's so important especially for a young black girl in this time, in this era, for her to have a sense of security, to know that
And
I'm
a
worth
male.
something.
And a male.
Yeah, right. That I'm worth something,
And a
and I
man.
don't have to answer to a
Gotcha.
pimp. I don't have
Right.
to answer to somebody that's talking sweet in my ear. I know what I'm worth because my father showed me, and that's why I'm there for my child.
Hey, and he stopped right on time. I'm
Hey,
gonna be
now,
quiet because he
just
answered
saying.
the hell out of my question. Okay, then tell your daughter to have fun and be herself. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
No,
telling her
he
to
was
have
just-
fun,
you still
but
gonna
you
give
know,
her
have
restrictions.
standards for
Right.
yourself.
You still
You know
gonna
what I
give her
mean?
restrictions. You still gonna give her- I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for
mean, like,
answering.
look, I understand you're a female. You're gonna be attracted to guys. I hope that
Hey,
you
no,
are,
no, no,
right?
nigga, if my
I
daughter watching
hope that
this,
you are.
No, nigga, I
But-
hope you're not.
Right.
I hope you be yourself and keep in them books.
Hey,
No, I'm just kidding.
can we say big facts?
I hope
Big
my
facts,
baby
all
girl,
day.
if you're watching this, no, just,
It's all
I'm just
good,
joking,
it's all
but it's
good.
good to hear that you being so open and so
Yeah.
so insightful with your daughter because
Yeah.
we know what today's times are.
I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is be real with them, right? Because, you know, when I was 17 years old, I was dating a 27-year-old millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, I was 17, and after school, after football practice and after school, I went to go see her. But like,
Nigga, what happened? No,
Why are we sitting
Don't
here
worry about
today,
it.
bro?
Don't
Telling
worry
the
about
story,
it.
not living it.
Don't
Whoa,
worry
whoa,
about
whoa.
That's a story for another day, yo. Hey, let me tell you this before
Part
I get off the
5.
subject about her. She designed the Army's website in 2005. I sat there and watched her do
He
it.
give it a
Whoa,
timestamp.
whoa.
And the shit.
Jeff, you seen the movies, right? You say too much. Come on now. Man.
Again, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. All I'm saying is that you got to be real with your children. You got to let
Right,
them
right,
be
right.
themselves, right?
Right.
And you know, the worst thing I could do to my daughter is to be overwhelming to her. I don't want to be, you know, that dad. Like, Dad, oh my gosh, like, you know, of course I love guys. You know, like whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to know that you can fall back on me if you need someone to talk to.
Gotcha.
You can fall back on me if you need to understand how to handle yourself in a particular situation. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's absolutely gorgeous. Both my daughters are gorgeous. And I know that they're getting the attention. I can't deny that. I can't lie. I can't deny it. I can't say that, you know, that no one's attracted to you and no one's checking you guys out, because they are. However, I'm just here to help you understand how to handle yourself, how to, you know, have a standard for yourself.
How to separate the shake from the nub.
Right.
So Jeff, I got a question for you.
Yeah, that's next
So-
topic. That's touchy. I don't like talking about my daughter dating.
Oh, my
next
God.
nigga.
Right.
Next
It's
topic.
tough,
nigga.
man.
Well,
It's tough.
Go ahead. I'm just
where
joking.
I'm at with it, big homie. So Jeff, so we just real quick, brief daughters. You have more than one. I have one.
Right.
So you
Me
have
too.
more
Oh, I
than
got
one.
one daughter.
Right.
Right. So it's okay. So you got one. I got one. You
One
got
baby
more
too.
than one.
Yeah.
So basically,
No boys.
you.
He was a
You
player
have-
back in the day. No, I'm just
I
kidding. Go
was-
ahead.
Hey,
I'm
Jay,
I'm
you said what
saying-
best, though.
I'm literally paying for everything I did in my high school years. I
Jeff,
knew this
we
was
know.
gonna
I'm
happen.
gonna cut you off. I'm gonna get there later.
It's
Ask your
okay.
question,
So Jeff, so how does it feel growing up with multiple daughters, more than one? Because I got one. That's my baby girl.
Yeah.
You know who she is. It's
Yeah,
tatted right
she's
there. in my hand,
absolutely.
but
She's the
yeah.
cutest thing in the world, dude.
Right,
She
she
looks
is.
like a little doll. She really does, dude. If she doesn't move, I like seriously.
But how does it feel growing up with like multiple like of them little dolls?
with,
You know what I mean?
With two girls,
You
man.
know what I mean? Them beautiful
And again,
creatures.
both of them from the
And
time
They
that
from
they
the same
split
woman
out.
or no?
Huh?
You got two daughters from the same woman or no?
Yes, and
Okay.
you know what? And what's funny is I like to profess that when I meet people.
A lot of
like
people-
when I show people pictures of my kids, I'm like, because
Sorry
I
to
got
laugh.
my oldest is a little more light skinned and my youngest is a little darker like me, and so like, and just in general, I like to remind people that it's the
These
same
both
mom.
came from. These are both the same.
Same mom.
genetics.
Yeah.
Right,
Genetic
right.
pool.
I don't have 5, 10 different kids out there. I only had 2 kids with the same mom. And not that it
And we're not
matters
dissing y'all with
necessarily.
5 or 10 kids.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, right.
But
Hit
answer
that
the
like and
question in
subscribe.
regards to
Yeah.
Valentine having 2 daughters. How did that make you?
I'm trying to think of a show on UPN 11 that came back on in the day. That
Is it 101?
101.
Wait, is that Seattle time though?
101.
Like I'm not from Seattle, so
101. I watched that.
I'm-
Look, I got it
it's in
saved
Seattle,
on my
no?
Hulu right now. All right.
I'm tripping.
And look, what pisses me off is because like in the very first episode of 101, right? He takes on his daughter, right? And you remember the mom is like, "I got this great job at corporate, blah 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 blah." blah.
right. And then the
She
other
was
mama
like,
is this
yeah,
real hood. motherfucker.
yeah. But what killed me is that how easy he got his daughter. All she said is like, "Do you want to take her?" And he was like, yeah, like, you know, he wasn't sure because like his lifestyle, you know, I got broads in and out of the apartment. I'm constantly gone at parties and stuff. And he had to say to himself, my daughter's 15. She needs me right now. Otherwise, she's going to be with her mom in a far off place. And
That's
he
not
took her
101,
on.
is it?
Wait a minute.
I
Yeah,
don't
with
know.
Flex Alexander.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
that's
that is
one-on-one, right?
Matter of fact,
Hey.
sidebar. So with one-on-one, right?
Right.
So cold part about
I
it.
know you too, Nick.
Fun
You too,
fact about L, just real quick. One-on-one, Spirit, the girl's Spirit,
The friend.
the brown skin one.
Yeah.
This thing.
I know her brother. Yeah, that's all it is. So sidebar, it's all
Hey,
good.
the little
cocktail, shrimp
the
cocktail.
little brother, and we're gonna get into this later, but like, you know, between me and L, what we do as a profession, we're amongst celebrities all the time, which is pretty awesome.
Gotcha.
However, one night we did have a VIP section, and what was the little short dude that was from the Brandy show? He was like the little brother.
Oh yeah,
He was in our section with us that night.
I actually was the one that brought him there.
Did you?
I
Man,
did.
You know
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah.
he's you know, he cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
So,
swang.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay,
He
so-
lives locally too.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
he
all
cool.
good.
We all, you know what I'm
So-
saying? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so wait, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so this is where it's at. So with you being a Vegas promoter, right? So how does that affect you? With being a father, because I'm a promoter as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we're in a relationship with somebody and we're in the club all the time, them insecurities will arouse.
Yes, sir.
So with you being a Vegas promoter, how does that affect you? I'm sorry, with being a father, and how do you balance that?
Okay. And that's a question to me?
Who am I looking at, bro?
Okay.
Hey, Jeffrey, don't play me, big homie.
I'm just asking.
If the walls could talk.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No, but yeah,
I just
for
wanna
real,
make
that's a
sure.
good question. Cause,
Do you have like the clues bomb on here on the soundboard? Like
nah, we
something
ain't doing
can-
all that, man. You gotta be keep it real, nigga. We from the
Okay, well, I'm
sex-
gonna keep it all the way real right now.
Please.
And then based on what you just asked me, right? A lot of people that are listening right now are watching. Prepare for your brains to just right, because I work in an industry where personally how I make my money is I got to find the most beautiful women that are currently in Las Vegas and take them to multi-million-dollar establishments, right? Venues, nightclubs out here. Okay. And I get to do this as a living, right? And not only do I do it for free, I make money from it. However, I'm around beautiful women 24/7, and I have been celibate for 5 years now.
Nigga,
Whoa.
that wasn't
Where's the
nothing to
clues
brag
bomb?
about.
Whoa.
This nigga-
Where's the
yeah.
clues
Oh,
bomb?
that's why
Wait,
you asked
Where's
for
the
wait.
clues?
I got
Yeah,
one better for you. Hey,
yeah.
say that again. You said you've been
Whoa.
celibate for 5. So hold on. You know you done fucked up, though. You be around all these badass
You
women.
know he looking
Nigga,
through the window like with the
Get your-
glasses up, bro. Come on,
All right,
now.
next
now,
time,
but
you
look,
know
I
you
was
done
looking-
fucked up, right?
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
mind blown,
Come
nigga.
on now.
Yeah,
bro.
look, let me
He
tell you
asked
guys.
you a question, you answered
yeah,
the
right,
question. What's
right.
celibacy?
So let me ask you. Let me answer.
Wow,
Let me elaborate
that's
Hey,
just a little
I'm
bit.
celibate. No, I'm just kidding.
That is my
It's
first
been
and
the
last
saddest
name, right?
life. I promise you, it's been the saddest life. But look, we're
And
on
he in
the.
Vegas. He trying. Hey, you know what? I like that. What he did was he trying to throw out a shot. Any
Right.
ladies in Vegas watching this
Because
thing,
look,
he
this
trying
is
to
this
get
is
you
this
jumped.
this is what I'm telling you, because this is honestly, like, for a couple of years I thought it was probably one of the most embarrassing things that I could possibly share with anybody. Even with my best friend L right here, I didn't even want to share that information with him, but he already knew, man, because he's around me every other night. You know what I'm saying? You see me
Whoa.
you see me with the girls, and like,
was-
Jeff, you didn't take nobody home. Nobody. You know
Nobody,
why? Because I
bro.
got right back to work the next day. I don't have time for women. However, reason being is because I took a personal oath to my daughters. I said, when my daughters left here from Vegas, when they left, when their mother took them from me, I said to myself, there is nobody on the face of the planet that is worth my time other than my kids.
Hey,
And so if I can't spend time with my kids, I'm taking a personal oath to not spend time with any other woman on the face of this planet, because my kids come first. So if I don't have them in my life, right? If I'm not seeing them at least every weekend, if I don't have them in my life, I'm taking a personal oath to say, I can bypass all the shit that's in front of me that's easy for me to get. I can bypass that in order for me to have one goal and one goal only, day in and day out, which is to get closer to my kids.
hey,
Amen to that one.
that's a hell of a
got
vibe,
you,
man.
got
Damn.
you.
Feel me?
So, hey, my man. So,
I got a question.
Sway.
What you gonna say, my man? So,
Oh well, him explaining his story. He was on the point of where I see it, difficulties with co-parenting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, like, I
huge.
honestly, bro, I know your story. Like, let me bring closer to the mic, because like this is on some real like brother to brother type stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One father to another. I know what you've been through. I've experienced with my own eyes. So when it comes to co-parenting, like, how do you deal with the difficulties of co-parenting with someone that you're no longer with?
Right. Right. And my answer to that is, what a wild ride. Because from my very first child, who I had in 2007, my firstborn was born March 25th, 2007. And it was unintentional. Like a lot of situations that are out there, it was unfortunately unintentional. However, from the day that my daughter was born, I was there. I have a picture of me and my daughter when she came out the womb just 2 hours later. Here I am. I've been up for 48 hours straight waiting for my child to be born. And I was like ear to ear smiles. Because like I'm a father and I'm here and I was there from day one. And in regards to your question, what is it like co-parenting with someone that doesn't want to co-parent? It's difficult. It's hell, because here's the thing. If you can make it work together between you and the parent, and you guys can co-parent together, and you can find a reasonable way to balance, financials for the child and time with the child, then everything can be smooth from there. And the children, they feel comfortable, they feel safe, they feel like, I got good time with mom and I got good time with dad.
Which is proven to be healthier.
Yes, absolutely. And my daughters were way happier when me and the mom were working together. However, when we decided to finally break up, because again, our relationship, it started out really rocky from the beginning. There was no love in the beginning, and the pregnancy was unintentional. But when my child was here, again, I've been there since day one. I decided to work things out with the mother. We stayed in a relationship for 6 years. And the thing is that I always wanted to co-parent with her. Rather we're together or we're not together, let's just co-parent. If we're not together, there's no reason why I shouldn't see my child when I want to see her every weekend.
Right.
And I wanted to.
So,
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. And my thing is, I wanted to be more than a weekend dad. That's why I stuck out the relationship with her, because I wanted to be there every day. I wanted to take her to school. I want to wake up and make her breakfast. I want to wake up and change her diapers. Like, even though those are not the things that we typically want to do,
I hear you.
it was something that I had to do because this is my child.
Right. Which
How
they
could
don't
I
think,
not?
They don't think we want to do that.
Right.
But we do. These are parts of the experience and the child's life that you want to be.
Definitely.
I got another question. I'm going to cut you off if you don't mind, real quick.
Sure.
In regards to that, I'm going to ask you one. How do you think that affected your daughter being away? And also, how are you paying for being away from your daughter?
Gotcha.
The one, how do you think that affected your daughter?
Well, the first part to that question is I can show you many pictures, many videos. I've been working on a documentary for the last 2 years now. It's called WTF, Where's the Father? And I pose that question to every situation you see on the news where you see young men going into stores, robbing and stealing and killing. And, you see the young dudes that don't even know how to handle a gun. I ask, when you see these news clips, where is the father?
Right.
Right.
If that young man had a father, would he be in there trying to rob that quickie mark right now? You know what I mean?
Or on the flip end, would that girl be doing all of that stuff if her dad didn't tell her she was worth more than that?
And essentially, that is exactly what I'm going through right now, gentlemen. Where my oldest daughter, she's now 15, and we were best friends growing up. When she was a toddler, when she was a newborn, best friends, man. We were inseparable. But because me and the mom didn't get things together and we couldn't, maintain a relationship, my daughter suffered. And you can see the trajectory of when she had me versus not having me every day. And when she didn't have me every day, it's been 4 years right now since I've seen both my daughters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a long time.
4 years.
So it got to affect both of you.
Oh my gosh. And because of my story and how I ended up here in Vegas to get a house for me and my kids, I accomplished that, and I still lost my kids. I've paid over $60,000 in child support to this day, and I don't have my kids. I currently pay $706 a month for both my kids, and I'm homeless. Yeah. Again, it might be a story for another day, but however, back to your question, how has that affected my daughter? When she had me, super sweet, kind-hearted, never cussed, never yelled back, never cussed at her mom, never yelled at me, no, nothing like that. But after the 4-year span that has gone on between us seeing each other, without me saying all the details right now, the things that has gone on with my daughter is every father's worst nightmare when it comes to their daughter. I tell you that much.
So it's affected her. Obviously.
Yeah, tremendously. And you see it in movies, you see it in books, you see it in whatever. When a daughter doesn't have her father, there's just typical outcomes that happen that everybody is aware of, and it is happening to me. And the sad thing is that the only thing that's standing between me and my daughter and us being reunited and me being a part of her life is having a home.
Wow.
Amen to that one.
Yeah.
That's something that we.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for sharing, man. Seriously.
Yeah, it's
I know
pretty
we was gonna
deep.
go that in
Appreciate
depth, man.
that,
Thanks
man.
for sharing
Bless.
that, man. Because a lot of fathers are going through the exact same thing on there, man.
Yes.
And
they
it
don't
hurts.
think that-
It hurts.
Would you say
it's
it
hard
again?
to share.
It is hard to share.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate you for even sharing that here.
Yeah.
Because literally, you didn't have to do that.
Right.
We're going through a lot, and that's
Right.
men and fathers. We're sometimes taught, we're programmed, it's embedded in us to not do that.
We're not supposed to cry. We're not supposed to, we're supposed to
Right,
be tough
right.
about
She
it.
said
You know
those.
that? You feel
So,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's okay to do that. And all the stuff that you're going through, it can lead you to doing that. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut
Oh
you off.
no,
man.
no, I mean to cut you off. You know what I
Go
mean?
ahead.
Where it's at. So with that emotion, right, of crying. So both of you guys, this is for both of you guys. So us as men, we were taught not to, but we do, shed tears. How do both of you guys deal with shedding those tears?
Go ahead. You can go first, bro.
want me to go first? I want
you
you- Yeah,
You jump off the plank first, big
I'll go
homie.
first, bro. You the guest.
Because
I'll go first.
my story
you-
is stupid sad.
you
I don't
go
want to
balance
share
it?
it just
How you
yet.
go-
No,
Go
but
ahead,
no,
brother.
but the question, like, how do you deal with
Yeah,
those
man, that's
tearing
huge.
Talk
emotions?
to me.
That's
I'll let it out.
huge.
Matter of fact, no,
Yeah.
I will go first, okay? I'm gonna give
Yeah,
y'all
a
an
lot of us
example.
dudes, man, we don't want to admit that
Okay.
we cry, but
Nigga, it's
come
okay.
on,
Let me
man.
talk.
Come on.
It's
Right.
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
No, you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's all love. So there's nothing wrong. So I'm gonna look at the camera on this one. There's nothing wrong with shedding the tears, bro. Okay, nothing at all. This is a process.
You're
okay,
human.
it's an engagement of embracement. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. It's an engagement of embracement.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like that.
The first initial level is you have to acknowledge your thoughts or whatever emotion that you're in. I'm trying not to cuss. So whatever emotion that you're in,
Right.
you have
Acknowledge
to
that.
acknowledge it, bro.
Harness
you
that,
feel me?
acknowledge it.
Man, harness it, acknowledge
Realize
it, bro. Right, but with that harness, though, I'm glad you said that because you have to cut it off at the head. Do not let it survive because once it gets to the heart, it affects the rest of the body. You feel me? So at the end of the day, bro,
does.
you have to acknowledge your emotions, whatever the case may be, whatever situation that you're going through, acknowledge it, cut it off at the head, and keep it pushing. Because no matter if something good happens or if something bad happens to you, they both equal the same.
Yes, sir.
It's called life.
Right.
You feel me? So at the end of the day, that's how you
balance
process.
those emotions, nigga. Them just-
Exactly. My
That's how
bad
you
for
do
getting
it.
a little too deep. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's exactly
real.
where it's at.
That's how you balance them?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm going to tell you, bro, sometimes I let them out. Nigga, I go in the bathroom smoking blunt. Kids don't come in my bathroom.
Hey,
Unless I tell them to. Go
mine neither.
So-
I got a whole fan in there and everything. You feel me? That's all
So,
good.
Sometimes that's what I'll do to let them out because it's a lot of emotions involved with being a father.
It
And
is.
not only father from the hood,
Yes.
a father from the suburb, a father from anywhere. It's a lot of emotions involved
Yes.
in that. And a lot of people don't give us that credit. What I'm saying is, message.
Ah,
It's
hey
okay,
now.
It's okay to let it out. It's okay to let that thing out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? When you same way you walking around the house naked in your bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't walk around the house naked as a father, unfortunately, unless they gone.
Well,
Uncle Willie's son, Uncle, Pops. What I'm saying is, if you-
Elroy, my
with
bad.
the same
my
way you
bad.
walk around in your circumference, try to
Yes.
find your own zone. Try to
Yes.
find your own region where you can be yourself and let it out. Even if it's in your car on the way home from work,
Yes.
playing your song. If it's in that bathroom while you're doing what you do. Even if it's somewhere, you gotta have that outlet. No matter if
Amen.
you cry, you work out,
Right.
you shoot guns, you
Right.
drive cars, you work
Whoa,
out
whoa,
on
Yeah,
whoa,
let it out.
whoa,
no
whoa,
matter
whoa.
what you do.
Hey,
That's
no,
what-
real
Hey,
talk. You gotta let it out, man.
That part.
Yeah,
Hey, damn,
whenever
man,
you
you a
happen.
preacher on this motherfucker, bro.
I'm gonna try not to be.
Man, no.
Next nigga, I
no,
ain't
no,
gonna
no, no. What I'm saying a good way though. We ain't doing no tithes and offerings though. But
Hey, I'll take your tithes. If you get the Patreon cracking, well, I'll take your tithes and get 10%
Man,
and get
that
7%. But ask that question for you, if you don't
Yeah.
mind. How do you
Right.
balance those emotions sometimes when it comes to crying as being a father? father.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Maybe you might be able to cut in a little bit of the footage that I have going into my documentary, again, called WTF, Where's the Father? And it poses, again, the question for fathers that do want to be there, that are struggling, that are fighting to be there for their kids. But those stories are unheard. And so I decided 2 years ago to start filming and documenting everything that I'm going through. I have over 109 hours worth of recorded information between me and my daughters. Them telling me situations that they've been in, that they're admitting to, where they need to be with their father. I have documented conversations between me and my counselor that handles the child support case. I have documented conversations between me and the police. I mean, there's a lot of different things that have happened in my situation that I have documented that needs to be shared. Wow. And the thing is, again, back to your question, as far as like, just ask me one more time, because you're essentially asking.
It's so good, bro. I know you got a hell of a story, bro.
Right,
he asked
I do.
When it comes to balancing those emotions and the tears,
that you've been through.
I know you've been through a lot.
Right.
You shared a little bit.
So
go ahead, bro. Because it's a lot involved in being that father.
Yes,
it's tears, it's emotion. You got a whole lot.
And as men, no matter what color, and especially especially for us African American men, because for us, we have outside of our children, right? Because of our skin tone, because of how we look, because of how we come off to other people that have never met us before, we have this this general idea that we got to come off hard. We got to come off that we're, especially for us that didn't grow up with the father figure in our lives, we got to figure out how to be tough in this world. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure out how to not to get ran over, you know what I'm saying, by every other nationality that's out there and amongst our own nationality. We got to figure out how to look tough and be tough, right? Right. And so, it's really tough for us, especially for us being African American, to find that moment where we can be human and let it out.
We can be
let it out.
Oh, you talking about letting it out?
Right.
You find that moment.
And you know where my moment came? Just last week, I was telling Elle, and I showed you the video, didn't I? Where was I crying at?
Try that one more time.
I showed you a video last week.
Yeah.
And I said, Elle, this is going in the documentary, and I was crying my ass off. Where was I?
You was crying, bro. You gotta jog my memory. El Cortez or something.
Oh my God.
Run it one more time. Go ahead.
Elle likes the $2 beers. It jogs his memory a little bit. It's all good.
Run down.
No, I
story,
showed
bro.
you the. Okay, so part of my documentary, I have a scene where I am super embarrassed. I almost deleted it because I just said, no, there's no way I could share this with the world, right? Because this is so ugly. This is so disgusting looking. It was me crying in a bathroom stall.
Oh.
Now this nigga remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because because my story is so crazy.
Yeah.
Again, I came out here 5 years ago with
just a little bit
nothing,
because you talked to him about a little bit, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
but my moment where I broke down, and I had that moment that every man should have. Don't be embarrassed by it. You have emotions for a reason. You have happy, sad, mad, curious, jealous, whatever. You have all these emotions for a reason. We're nothing like the rest of nature. We have these moments because it develops who we are. And I had a moment where I felt as if I couldn't do this in front of my boy L. I couldn't do this in front of Black. I couldn't do this in front of anybody, which is where I just cried. I let it out.
Yeah,
like I'm talking about tears like
video.
Cartoons where you see the tears squirting and shit. Like that's how it was for me.
I ain't seen no tears. I ain't seen no tears squirting like that.
It was on some Roger Rabbit shit, bro. Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Let it go.
Go ahead,
because
bro.
I realized in my situation, it wasn't about the fact that I'm homeless. It wasn't about the fact that I only have $10 in my banking account. It wasn't about the fact that I don't have a car. It wasn't about the fact that it's 115 degrees today and I'm sleeping at a park. It wasn't about none of that. It was about the fact that I haven't seen my kids. I realized when I looked at the calendar, I said, damn, it's been exactly 4 years since I've seen my children.
Wow.
And
That's a long
knowing
time.
everything I've been through in the last 4 years to fight to get back to them,
Right.
and it has not proven worthy to me, I still haven't gotten them,
Right.
is what killed me. And I just had to cry. It's okay. It's okay. Do it.
Especially if you're going through that, bro. I'm sorry that you had to
it.
explain that.
Let it
experience that,
out.
bro. Let it out, man. Wherever your safe place is, bro, as a man, whatever you're doing, crying, socking somebody, well, not somebody, socking something, a punching bag or something. Let it out. You feel me? Let it out. Like he said, find that safe place.
Definitely.
Right. And one more thing, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
And like, for those of you that are questioning, like, what is he talking about the bathroom stall? The reason why I was crying in a bathroom stall is because, like, again, this could be part 2 for another day, but I am currently homeless. All right. Like, literally, I'm only sleeping at an Airbnb right now until, my money runs out from my disability. But I am currently homeless. I've never been homeless before in my entire life. And during the time where I was completely homeless, or where I didn't even have money for Airbnb, the way I kept up with myself, because as you can see, I'm a clean motherfucker. I look like,
I didn't know
I'm
that.
in Millie.
He literally just told me.
You know what I mean?
Y'all.
But I I was sleeping at a park just last week, and in order for me to clean up during the day, I have to go inside of a casino, go to the bathroom stall that's like clean and like, and kind of lonely in the back of the casino. I go there and I put soap on paper towels to wash up underneath my body. And I have to do that in a bathroom stall. And see, I'm being a man about it. I'm not crying about it. I'm not saying nothing about it. I'm not telling my friends about it. Nobody knows that this is what I'm going through because of what child support is doing to me. But I'm taking it as a man. And what I'm saying to you guys is that I had a moment where when I was washing up underneath myself, I accidentally hit the record button on my phone because I've been documenting everything I've been going through. And I accidentally recorded myself crying in a bathroom stall because I was trying to get out all the emotion that I'm going through. This is sad. I never thought I would see myself at this point.
You gotta let it out. And I wish, exactly. I'm almost happy that I didn't have that poster that I usually have up here with Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes, my life has totally been that.
Probably would have cried because he was in a bathroom stall.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
So I'm actually glad it's over there. I'm actually almost glad that I didn't have that here because it would have probably released something. I'm so thankful.
Can I tell you the only difference between me and that story is that I haven't made it to be a multi-million-dollar sales marketing team yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
And I didn't physically have my kids with me. But however, it is essentially the same thing. To see people coming in and out of the bathroom stalls and taking a poop next to me.
Appreciate you for sharing all of this. Literally,
it's crazy, man. Look, people are gonna be wondering, like, what?
No, bro, because he like that's something, but that's not even all his story, bro.
Not at all. So I'm gonna come back to the bathroom stalls in a minute, but not trust.
Come there, don't go to the bathroom stall. No, I gotta quit. What you gonna say?
Well, I know this man for a minute. Okay, so them bathroom stalls, bro. Like, we used to walk out on the Vegas Strip with like $0 collectively.
Come back with a lot, huh?
Tell them what we do.
No, we cannot give them the formula. It's that secret, you know what I'm saying?
How we do it, but
plankton can't come in this mug. You feel me? No.
Yeah.
No. But where it's at, bro, it's just, I just know the grind and the hustle of being, changing in the bathroom stalls, going to go get a bag. Yeah, that's just the name of the game.
Come in and out.
You know what I mean?
Superman, nigga, you Superman. You come in, one Clark Kent, come out Superman. Nigga.
Hey, exactly. Throwing that Superman suit. Hey, fellas, so throwing that Superman suit. Yeah, it can be figuratively or it can be physically. Yeah. You
literally.
Exactly. Make sure you throw that on whenever you need it.
Fight for it.
El said it. But yeah, but Black, you said you had. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, my bad. Thanks for sharing that because literally, bro, like I know you've been through a lot, and you didn't even tell them like half of the stuff that you told me, which is only a little bit. what I'm saying? But that's one of the things that you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice having a chunk of your check going towards your kids. You know what I'm saying? Rather than doing what you do and use that for yourself.
Yeah.
And we can see that you said, man, that it broke you down being away from them so long. That's a part of your being that's affecting you, the being away from your kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's really something, bro. And that's what we're here for, man, for real. Because sharing that means a lot to us and the people that's watching. Because, bro, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's watching this that's been homeless, that's coming out of homelessness. Like, I done been down bad. Like, and I came up out of it. So I'm here to tell you, and I ain't nobody special, and ain't nobody special when it comes to where you're at. But you can always come from where you know what I'm saying? And you know this.
Right.
You're going to come out of that.
Amen.
Look at your being. Look at your personality. Look at you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come out of that. But it's good that you're keeping one thing on the main goal. It's one thing that you're keeping your eye on that sparrow, like they say, the religious people. You're keeping it on your daughters.
Right.
Two baby
Because
girls.
that's not very easy for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people is so easy. It's way easier to give up.
Let me give you a tip, nigga. You got one job, right? They're taking all your money out that check. Get another job, nigga. They're taking, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
That's
now.
out that one.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's
next
called
time I ain't giving
RNS.
too much game. I got a question for you. This is a question, and this is in closing. It's a tip for the new fathers. What would you give as a tip to the new fathers watching here? You know what I'm saying? One tip.
You want to go first?
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Nigga, he always trying to have somebody
Man,
else.
hey, that's Jeffrey for you. Okay,
like to
so
think for
no,
a minute.
it's all good. You know what? No, it's all good. I'll go first for the new
Yes, sir.
fathers.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you got it.
my tip for
got
the
the
new
most kids
fathers,
on
man.
walls, I think.
So listen, honesty. Okay, you have to be honest with yourself first, and then be honest with whoever you have a child with.
Hey,
Second, okay, be honest with yourself first, and then be honest with whoever you have a child with second, because that is the only way to live in reality. Do not live in a fantasy world. Do not lie to yourself first, because if you lie to yourself first, you're going to lie to the rest of the world.
that's a hell of a tip, Coach.
Yes, sir. That's all it
That's
is.
a hell of a pointer,
Righteous.
tip, a point of advice. All
Man.
I'm going
I
to
like
give
that.
as advice is when he said honesty, be yourself.
Amen.
You know who you are. And sometimes you might not really acknowledge that or really grasp who you are and what you are as a man and what you want to do in these streets or in this life or in this world. Be honest with yourself. Anytime you get an inkling of it or anytime you get a little hint, anytime you get a little premonition of what you want to do and who you want, man, take that and run with it. And that's the truth. That's what it is. It's not fake. You feel some type of tingling, divine moment. Oh, this is who I need to be. I love doing this.
Right.
I want to do that.
Right.
That's what you need to do. So be honest with yourself and be yourself, like he said. So
Yes.
that's my topic. Just be yourself, man. Be, just grow into it, man. Go straight into the person that you are.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? As a man from the hood, as a black man, or a man from anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Now that you had a lot of time to think,
Right.
nigga, what's
Come on, Jeffrey.
get time so he can make
Come
sure
on,
he don't
Jeffrey.
He said that's what you
Main
was over
point.
here doing the
Yeah,
entire
he
time,
trying to
just
think.
thinking. You wasn't listening to us at all.
Not at all. Hey, why you telling yourself like that though?
Whatever.
You know I love you, bro.
Hey,
It's all
but
good.
to leverage off of my brother Black just said, man, hey, real talk, do what makes sense. Right. Okay. Because again, like, we can go into details later on. But however, I came down here with nothing and I sold over $1.2 million worth of nightlife Vegas real estate within my first year. Okay. And I lost it all. And I don't gamble. All right, I don't do drugs.
Oh, okay. He don't gamble,
I
he don't do
lost
drugs. He
it
must
all.
buy- he must
So
trick
what I'm
us.
saying is,
He
what
up
I'm
to
saying is,
something.
I
He up
followed
to
my
something.
dreams. I came out here to do something that's a little, unorthodox for a lot of people. It doesn't make a lot of business sense to a lot of people. But I came out here following my dreams. But whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're a rap artist, whether you're a promoter, whether you're a real estate agent, it doesn't matter what you do. Make sure that it makes sense and make sure that you're going to be able to take care of yourself yourself and your kids,
Hey.
right?
Yeah.
Keep your kids number one. The only thing that kept me through going through life when things got really, really tough was the idea that I got to protect and take care of my kids. I got to provide a home, a comfortable home for my kids, right? So no matter what it is that you do, if you're a rap artist, I'm not putting you down as being a rap artist that's starting out. If you're making money, make money and provide. Don't
kids.
just chase those
Yes,
dreams
sir.
and hope that someone else is going to support you, because
Right.
that's not how life goes, right?
Hey.
Right.
If you have children, which is why we're here on this podcast, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
If
sir.
you have children, take care of your babies.
Motherfucking kid.
Yes.
That part.
Take care
Thank you.
of your motherfucking
Take
kids.
care of your babies.
Righteous.
What? Watch this.
Kids, I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was.
Ever was.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, you know.
But that's all that matters. And everything else is going to follow, baby.
What'd you say? Say it again.
I was just going to say, just do that first, and everything else will follow.
Right. I didn't want to cut you off with the sound
Right.
effects. I was having fun.
I see
I was going a
that.
little crazy. I love this one right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hold on, you got something
Kids,
for
I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was.
I'll be a better father than he ever
Yeah,
was.
was.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
years
So,
old.
Good.
yeah, for real. That's the funny one. How come he don't love me, man?
Right.
See, I should have asked him that question. What that episode means.
Hey, real talk.
But
I
got
got something
done
to
with that.
elaborate on
Next
that.
time.
Hey, but yeah, it's all good. So look, y'all,
Yes.
we do appreciate y'all. Speaking of kids, man, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? My son badass, you know what I'm saying? My oldest son, he made this beat. So we appreciate y'all for being here, man. In closing, we appreciate y'all. Y'all keep taking care of them kids, man. And
Yes.
if you
Take
can't,
care of them babies, man. Love.
Yes.
love them.
Love them, man.
And if you can't take
Yeah.
care of them, do as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? For real. I know it's
Yes.
sometimes sad having to give up that amount and having to do that. And
Yes.
thank goodness I haven't been able to do it. But we got somebody who literally has been through it and he's still trying hard.
Yes.
Hope they do watch this. Hope they do see that he's trying to be there and he's literally giving up more of himself to be away from them than he has to be closer to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
we
I got an
appreciate y'all,
insane
man.
story on
Definitely.
Y'all like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate
Right
Els.
there at the bottom. Yes.
boy
We
Big
outside,
L.
inside at the same time.
Yes, sir.
Follow
yes.
monstermixllc.com
Please
and
do.
follow danblack.com/fathers from the hood.
Yes.
And we appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all, man. We glad to have y'all here. This is for us.
It's beautiful.
Blessings
Yes,
upon
sir.
blessings. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.